Hello, 3Es. Today we are starting our topic on online or cross-border shopping. The goal of this lesson is to be able to calculate the exchange rate between the Canadian dollar and other currencies. So first of all, how much is our dollar worth, especially if we're going to America to do some cross-border shopping? So I want to show you this in Google. If you type in exchange rate, then this nifty little thing pops up and it tells us that today the one Canadian dollar is equal to 72 cents US. Let's write that down. One Canadian dollar, CAD, is equal to 0.72 US dollar. I'm just going to go back to the Google page. Now, this neat thing here is it shows that our money is always floating around. The money is not always exact. And lately, in the last 5 years, it's been hovering between 80 cents and 70 cents or so. We've had some peaks like in September of 2017, where it was 80 cents. And right now it's probably considered a low at about 72 cents American for every Canadian dollar. Now, this is a very neat tool because you can always type in your value, what is 250 Canadian dollars, and in American, it'll just pop out that it is $179.58. But since this is math class, I do want to show you how we are going to do it by hand. So, what is 54 US dollars in Canadian dollars? We have written down here that our exchange rate is 1 Canadian dollar for every 72 US cents. You might remember this, magic squares for creating ratios from another level, but we're just going to review it in case you don't remember. So on the left side of my equal sign, I'm going to place the exchange rate. And all of the values on the top, in this case, is going to be equivalent to the US dollar. All of the values underneath our equal sign will be the Canadian. So I know that for every 72 0.72 US dollar will be equal to 1 Canadian dollar. Now, we don't know what the Canadian value is. So I can either give this a question mark or an X. And since the question was asking us what's 54 US dollars, I'm going to put 54 up here. Now from this square, I'm going to create two fractions, which creates my ratio. 0.72 divided by 1 is equal to 54 over x. Now we're going to cross multiply, meaning I'm taking my denominator on one side and multiplying it with the numerator on the other side. So the left side, I'm going to have 0.72x is equal to 54 times 1, which is itself. Now I'm going to divide both sides by the coefficient of x. Coefficient just means the number that is beside my variable. So in this case, 0.72. If I divided 0.72 x by 0.72, that is going to equal 1. So I'm going to write x is I have 1x is equal to 54 divided by 0.72. Let me pull up the calculator. And let's see, calculator. 54 divided by 0.72 equals $75 American. Okay, let's try another one. Many years ago, I worked in a country called Azerbaijan, and they had a currency, and they still have a currency called the manat. So while we're talking about the world, where is Azerbaijan? Azerbaijan is right here, in between Turkey, Iran, Russia, the Caspian Sea. And the currency right now is for every 82 Canadian cents, it's 1 Azeri manat. Now, like I said with our previous one, we need to have our exchange rate on the left side and our actual on the right side. Now, on the top, I've decided that I want to put all of my Canadian currency. On the bottom, I'm going to put all my Azeri money. So we know that for every 82 cents, this is equal to 1 Azeri manat. I want to know what 36 Canadian dollars is equal to in manat. And so here is my X. I'm going to set up my ratios. 0.82 divided by 1 equals 36 divided by X. Cross multiply. And we get 0.82x equals 36. Now we're going to divide by the coefficient of x. And right now, the coefficient is 0.82. So we have 0.82x divided by 0.82 is equal to 36 divided by 0.82. When I simplify it, my left side is equal to x, and I need to pull out my calculator again to get the answer on this side. So I have 36 divided by 0.82. That was 43.90 Azeri manat. Now the nifty thing here is in this calculator, I'm able to even get a currency converter. So I can check my answer. If I had 36 Canadian dollars, I would have 43.83. So very close. It's because they're using a rate that has more decimal spots than our rounded answer. Now let's try another one. What is $36 Canadian in Djiboutian francs? Let's take a look at Djibouti. Djibouti is a country in Africa. Djibouti is on the east coast between Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia, and the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. So let's go back to our question. We know that 1 Canadian dollar is equal to 127 and 68 Djiboutian francs. we need to enter our values. So on the top, I'm going to put my Canadian amount, and on the bottom, I'm going to put the Djibouti francs. The rate that we have, 1 Canadian dollar is equivalent to 127.68. We want 36, and we want to know what the actual value of this is. So we're going to do the same thing. 0.1 over 127.68 is equal to 36 over x. We're going to cross multiply, and we have x is equal to 36 times 127.68. This one, there's no dividing, we're just multiplying. So I'm going to pull out my calculator, go back to our standard one. 36 times 127.68. That is 4,596.5 francs. So x is equal to 4,596.48. So I'm going to round it to 0.5 Djiboutian francs.